Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sport on YouTube and Facebook. I'm Joe Stanley, I'm joined by Jack Price again, and we're going to be previewing the FA Cup tie between Newport County and Manchester City. Big tie for Newport, Jack.
Yeah, I think also a big game for Manchester City, and I think it's good for the neutrals, the fact that it's at Newport and Newport's ground, because I think if it had been at the Etihad, this game would have been just another game for Man City. But playing at Newport, it's going to be a tough test for the players who are fighting for the Premier League.
I think it's in the previous rounds. Obviously, Newport, they beat Leicester in the third round, and they beat
Middlesbrough in the last
round,
one, yeah.
And then Wrexham before that. You know, the big Welsh tie.
Wrexham.
You know,
terrible.
Well, Wrexham took them to a replay. I think Wrexham could be proud of that, but the performance of the replay was.
Think how much money Wrexham would have got for that, but. Anyway, I'm ranting again.
Imagine the gate when they played Leicester. Would have done for the season. Terrible. But anyway, back onto Newport. Fantastic results in the previous round.
Yeah, and they've been doing it for the last couple of years as well. You know, this name of Newport's been going around the whole country. You know, that Newport's been getting noticed, and the fact that they're doing so well, trying to get into each round of the FA Cup, and to knock out obviously a big team like Wrexham, to knock out Leicester City as well, and to beat Middlesbrough. You know, I think they're fully deserved, and they wanted a big club, and obviously they wanted to be at home, and not only are they at home, but they're playing the champions of the Premier League in Manchester City. So what an incredible achievement for them, and if they can get a win past Manchester City, I mean, they're probably going to win it this year. I think it's incredible, and I think for Pep Guardiola, he knows he's worried, because he's seen what the pitch is like at Newport. It's nothing like the Etihad, and I think his players will be. I think he'd be more worried the fact that he doesn't want to get any injuries. Obviously, he wants to play a strong side that will progress and get to the next round of the FA Cup. But if some of his players pick up injuries because of the way the pitch is, I mean, that'll affect him in the Premier League as well. I mean, I know that might help you in the fact as a Liverpool fan if they get a couple of injuries. But I think it is worrying for Pep, and I think he would have easily preferred a game at the Etihad.
Well, obviously City are on for the quintuple, aren't they? I think I pronounced it right, quintuple. The Premier League, Champions League, League Cup against your boys on the 24th.
That won't be difficult.
And then the FA Cup against Newport in this game. Obviously, Manchester City competing for the Premier League. They won it last year with 100 points. And then, obviously, I've just mentioned they're in for the quintuple. Do you think they'll rest many players for this game? I know you said about the worry, the pitch and injuries.
Yeah. I think we always know that Pep Guardiola doesn't really put out a lower side team, because when he does, they've still got. I remember the last round, didn't they bring on De Bruyne was already starting, so you look at that and you think, well, that's already not a weak side, and I think he will have a really strong team out. I think because he knows how difficult Newport have been for everybody, not just at the Premier League side of Leicester, but Middlesbrough as well. I think they give Middlesbrough a good game, winning 2-0. So I think Pep Guardiola won't just say, "Oh, I'll put a weak side out," because he might lose that game. Especially obviously the Newport are at home, and the fans will be behind them. So I think he will put out quite a strong side, but I think the only thing he'll be worried about, like I said, is that if he puts out a strong side, he doesn't want to lose injuries so late on into this season when it's really crucial for them in the Premier League as well. But obviously he will want to win the FA Cup, because he hasn't won it yet. I
apologise for this, Jack, but I'm going to have to bring up the last Premier League game against Chelsea, the 6-0 victory for Manchester City.
Yep.
It was a brilliant performance from Manchester City, but do you think it was all down to City, or do you think Chelsea helped out there?
Oh, we were rubbish. So, I mean, anyone could have scored 6 passes the other day. It was a joke. But obviously, the way City played, I think we tried to counteract that. So we played an attacking style from the get off. And I think I also looked at it and I thought, if a month ago City sort of sat back and they sort of waited for the game to progress. And I think if we'd played them then and attacked immediately, we might have got on the front foot. But because Pep Guardiola has drilled into them in this last week, we need to get back into this, especially when they thought that they'd lost the title, when they lost to Newcastle the other week. He's sort of, now that Liverpool dropped a few points, they've gone, right, let's kick on now. So it was the worst time to play him with that strategy for Chelsea's point of view. And conceding in the first 3 minutes, we all knew where it was going to go from there. But I think Newport will play a different strategy, and obviously playing at home, they'll try and sit back and maybe on the counter attack. And I think Newport will give Man City a really good game, and ultimately, I think Pep Guardiola knows that.
You got a score prediction?
Do you know what? I don't actually know what's going to happen in this game. I think Man City will win it, but I think Newport will give them a really good game. I don't think it'll be Burton-esque, where Man City just blew them away, sort of. But I think Man City might win 2, maybe 3-0. But in the way that they play, I think it'll be a really tough test. I think Newport will give them a really good go.
Well, before we filmed this preview, I said it could be 7-0 to Manchester City, but you seem to have convinced me with your arguments. Now I'm going to go for 4-0 to Manchester City.
Oh, just 4-0.
Just 4-0. Just the 4. Just the 4 goals, just sprinkled in by Manchester City there. But you never know, if Newport County believe they could achieve something. And
yeah, of course they could. Yeah.
You look at, I mentioned before about Wrexham, they made it to this, quarter-finals against Arsenal in the 70s, so you never know. And Lincoln City made it far a couple of years ago. So anything's possible in the magic of the FA Cup. Anyway, that was our preview of Newport County versus Manchester City. Don't forget to smash like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you all very soon.